Hello everyone, back in the bathroom, gonna make things happen here. We knew this was long overdue, going blonde again. If you don't want to watch a talking video, you might just want to watch this ×2 or whatever number you want to see it happen in, but I'm gonna talk a lot about what's going on. I've got a unique situation going on here. Let's go ahead and get started. This is gonna be a 3-step process. I'm gonna be doing color removal because I have artificial color in my hair, lightening, aka bleaching, and I'm also going to be doing toning. You might not have to do all of these steps with your hair. I'll explain why I'm doing them to my hair and why you might need to do them to your hair or not. First off, we're gonna talk about color remover. This is Colorfix. This is my favorite brand color remover because it has argan oil in it and it keeps your hair soft. It's also cruelty free, which is a great bonus. My hair has 3 different levels to it. Natural hair, dyed brown, and previously bleached. This dyed brown is also previously bleached. At one point it did look like this, and then I put dye over it. So when I do the color remover, my results might not look like yours. Say you had brown hair naturally and you dye your hair red. If you use Colorfix, the results might be a reddish brown. It'll be closer to your natural color, but sometimes it doesn't work perfectly and get all of that red out. So that's not just for red, that's just for like any color. It's not always a perfect result. When you have previously bleached hair and you use color remover, you'll see it gets significantly lighter, close to blonde sometimes, or it'll be like an auburn red if this has any brass tones in it, but you might even be able to see. It's hard to see honestly, but you can tell where the dyed part is in the middle because it's darker and it's more reddish than my natural brown. If your hair is your natural color and you don't have any artificial dye in it, or if it's just bleached with toner, you can totally skip this step. You're not gonna need it. It just depends how pigmented that toner is. Hopefully I explained that in a way that's helpful. If you have any questions, please comment below. You don't have to use a glass bowl, you can use plastic. I would just suggest that when using chemicals like this, not to use metal because it can react with the chemicals, which is not good. Whenever I have a large quantity of something, I just pour it right in this bowl. I'm gonna kind of clean that out really quick. The outside of this bowl was like left in the shower when I was done with it, so if you see like conditioner or something on it, it's literally just from when I was showering, and I should have cleaned it better, but the inside is clean. Alright, so now for the components of the box of Colorfix. It is my one and only. That is the brand. Its job is to remove unwanted permanent hair color. This is where it gets a little controversial because I do things different than some people and I'm not a professional. I should have said that in the beginning. Maybe I'll type it somewhere. I don't use step 3 because myself and many other people have had bad experiences when including step 3. Dinner's here. We ordered Cracker Barrel and I got French toast breakfast for almost 8 o'clock at night. No big deal. Alright, so I only mix steps 1 and 2. But this stuff stinks really bad, like rotten eggs, and it will smell up your entire apartment or house or wherever you live in. Your hair is gonna stink too until you use a really good smelling shampoo or conditioner a couple times. Or if you bleach your hair, that'll usually kind of get the smell out more. But since I'm doing bleaching and toning after this, it's not gonna smell like rotten eggs when I'm done. It's just gonna smell like chemicals. Woo! We got all of the 1 out. Step 2, this is when it really starts to get stinky. While I'm doing this, let's talk about step 3 and why I'm not using it. Step 3 is called a processing lotion. Some people say it's absolutely necessary to use it because it basically seals the deal of what you just did with steps 1 and 2. The person that told me that sounded like they really knew what they were talking about and they knew the science behind it. However, people like me that have used it, doesn't always work out in every situation. Like a time for me that really sucked when I used that was when I had black hair and I used the Colorfix. The color came out great, steps 1 and 2, and then I did the processing lotion and it started turning black again. Do that at your own discretion, but know that it can go very wrong if you use it. Color Oops is also fine to get if you don't want to get the one from Sally's, but it will dry your hair out more and it's more liquidy, which is honestly easier to spread. So I kind of like that better in some ways, but if you can get Colorfix, it is healthier for your hair because it doesn't dry it out right before you bleach it. It actually keeps it really soft. Found the brush. Took a while. It has a pick on it. Yeah. Got some gloves there. Usually I'll get the reusable ones, but Sometimes that becomes a pain in the ass when you're doing a 3-step process like what I'm about to do. You'll constantly have to rinse your gloves and make sure they're really dry before you start again, because it'll just get really annoying and messy and not ideal. So disposable gloves are great for when you're doing lots of stuff like this. We're gonna make sure we're nice and brushed before we get started. I want to keep the roots because the one thing that I always freak out about and get annoyed about when doing blonde is the roots coming in. So dark, so harsh. So if I do the balayage type of roots, where it'll be kind of like a shadow root with a little bit of balayage going on right here, that will grow out and look proper. Look, sometimes things don't turn out the way you want them to, but I'm not complaining. When I do Colorfix, I just put it on. It's nice and mixed. This is gonna be the easiest part of this whole process. I'm gonna start on the outside of where I have all my issues, which is around here. I really let my roots grow out a lot. Don't worry, nothing I'm saying here is important. I'm really just babbling on about putting this on my head, which doesn't really matter because there's no technique to it anyways. I'm just gonna go ahead and cover my whole head, save some of the memory card space, and save some of your time by stopping this recording. I'll see you when my hair is completely covered in rotten egg smell. So it's all covered. I can see certain parts kind of lightening a little bit, but it's not going to be a huge difference if we're being honest here, because some of this might have been roots when I dyed it brown, so it's possible that not much is happening right now, but I'm just hoping that at least the dark parts underneath are lightening so that when I go in with the bleach, it's not going to be hard to lighten. I'm just going to wait like 15 or 20 more minutes, and then I'm going to take a shower with some hot water. I'm just going to use conditioner because there's no need to use a bunch of shampoo tonight. Shampoo kind of dries out hair sometimes, so if I'm going to be doing all this stuff to it, I'm just going to use conditioner and keep it as moisturized as possible. See you for the next step. I'm probably just going to go ahead and blow dry this when I'm done. And I'm not going to use hot air with the blow dryer, because if you use hot air on your scalp and happen to get any bleach on your scalp afterwards, it's gonna burn really bad. I'm gonna use warm to cool air when I blow dry. Okay, see you in a second. For me, it'll be much longer. So this is the result of that. My roots don't appear to be any lighter, but if they are at all, it's just a smidge. However, I would not suggest using Colorfix for lightening, just to remove the color that was in the hair. You can see a line right here, my natural color, and then this was the part that was previously lightened that had dye over it, brown dye. So it's a little bit brassy looking, which is normal. Every time I do Colorfix or a color remover, there's usually brassy tones in the dye that is being removed. So that's usually what I'm left with. The parts underneath that were dark are now a light auburny looking brown. I'm excited about that. That's gonna be easy to lighten. But yeah, we're at a good place now to make this happen. I think even the blonde parts got lighter because I did have like a balayage thing going on in here, so there were some strands in here that were darker as well in the middle. So now that I've pretty much done all of it, it's a nice even ombre type of situation that we're going to be working with. And if you're curious what conditioner I use, because it is important to have something that's moisturizing or just really good for your hair, you don't have to go all out and get this. Nexxus is pretty expensive, but this one works wonders. This one and the balayage Ultra Hydra Source are my two favorite moisturizing conditioners. What I'll do in the shower is I'll put a huge concentrated amount on the ends and then use whatever is left on my hand and kind of bring it up. Instead of putting like an actual glob on my head, it'll just make it super greasy and weighed down. But using something moisturizing, especially when you're processing your hair, is super helpful because you don't want dried out hair when you're going in for bleaching, because bleaching is very damaging. And if your hair is already super dry and it has no elasticity whatsoever, you're gonna end up with way more breakage than you would with moisturized hair. So we probably will have a little bit of breakage if I do any of the ends, which I'm gonna keep it very light on the ends if I do put bleach on there because they're already very blonde. Basically the goal is to be mostly blonde, but also have gradualness right in here so that I can eventually grow it out. Do I think it's gonna turn out perfect? Probably not. I'm gonna use a 30 volume developer. 30 just seems to always do the trick for me. Ion sensitive scalp, And the bleach powder or lightening powder that I'm going to be using is Salon Care Prism Lites Glue. Violet sucks, at least in my experience, so I suggest using glue. I also have this step 1 Absolute Perfection booster. I didn't get any other steps because they do different things. You don't necessarily have to get step 2 and 3 because one of the steps is a color sealer and I'm not really doing any dye. I'm just doing a very minimal toner, so that's not really gonna matter that much, and I already have something that's gonna help with the toning anyway, so we'll talk about that later too. I'm gonna add half of this bottle. Some people consider it similar to Olaplex. I don't know if that's necessarily true or not, but yeah, I just add half of this little bottle to the bleach and then the other half to the toner, and it prevents breakage. Dry shampoo doesn't really need a cap, right? This can work for measurement. You can literally use anything. You just have to keep the ratio in mind. The bags don't come with a scoop, but the tubs do, usually. Usually the lucky number I go with is 3 scoops of bleach, 6 scoops of developer. My room is a mess. I just had 2 beers because it's New Year's and I look extremely tired, but I just wanted to say what went wrong. I had some splotchiness in here. I tried to fix it, I made it worse, and then I fixed it by just going completely blonde. But I'm not mad. The only thing I'm mad about is when I'm trying to record something and I know what I'm talking about for most of the video and then I try to execute it and I fail really freaking bad. That's what makes me mad. Okay, what do I do when I fuck up? I just reroute my entire plan. I obviously didn't have enough restraint when I did the top and I ended up just bleaching most of it.
So I'm just gonna bleach the rest of it.
I'm not gonna touch any of the rest of this down with bleach, just gonna do from here to my roots. There is quite a bit of a mess up in the back. There's just a lot of darkness back there. This is not at all the video that I wanted to do, but I know when it's done I'll be very happy. I wasn't like super set on doing the darker roots. I just wanted to be blonde in general, so I'm okay with either end result. But yeah, since I left the roots dark, that's what we're gonna be doing. We're gonna be doing the rest of it. I'm loving the blonde, so I'm excited to finish this up. It's gonna take a while, so I'm gonna go ahead and get started. I think I'm gonna start by hitting these really dark spots on the inside. See, that's kind of like a little bit what I wanted it to look like, but that's too much of a line. That kind of just looks like I need a touch up. This conditioner is a lifesaver, guys. So if you're bleaching your hair, it might be worth it to just go ahead and spend the money on the Nexxus Humectress, because my hair has never looked this healthy after bleaching it. I really did not want to be doing this until like 5 in the morning, but that's probably what's gonna happen. The toning part is so easy though, so let's just get past this bull part. So since the toning isn't as damaging as the bleach, I'm just gonna go ahead and use the other half of this bottle of the Absolute Perfection booster. I'm just gonna show you guys what I'll be doing, and then we're gonna do the rest off camera, save us both some time. It's hard for me to see with these ring lights on, believe it or not. You'd think it'd be easier, but it's not. It burns. I'm gonna take a shower in like 10 minutes because I can see that it's already very processed. Maybe 15 max. I'm just gonna use only the Nexxus conditioner, and then I'll dry it after that, and then we'll get to the toning portion. Alright guys, we're at the home stretch now. We're definitely light enough to just go ahead and tone this whole thing, and I definitely have enough toner for that. You definitely want it this light if you're using T18 because it only works on super pale blonde. with toner, ideally 20 volume is good if you still have a little more lightening to do. You will need a measuring bowl or something for this because you have to measure the amount of developer and it has to be twice the amount of the bottle of toner. The toner is 1.4 fluid ounces. Looks like this. It's the Wella Color Charm T18, lightest ash blonde. And we're just going to be using the same brand in 20. I don't know if you noticed, but I've lost a couple gel bits in the shower because I've been washing my hair so much today. 1.4 times 2 is 2.8. So we're going to go right below the 6 because I'm using 2 bottles. And I'm going to go ahead and pour this into my big glass bowl because this is not going to be big enough for all of the contents. I've got 1 bottle of toner here. I'm so tired of chemicals today. 2nd bottle. Also have an Ardell Red Gold Corrector Plus packet. I really just got it just in case, but I do have a little bit of yellow in a few spots, especially in the back, but it's not bad at all. So you're supposed to add this entire packet. Ready to mix. Yeah, you get it. I'm not gonna record this part because I literally just plop it on my entire head and massage it through each strand to make sure it's completely saturated. So if you have extra when your hair is covered, just go ahead and put it all on. It might be dripping. Processing caps help that. But I'll see you when my hair is fully saturated and I'll let you know what my steps are gonna be for the shower. Okay, my hair is super saturated with toner. I almost didn't have enough, but I did. Thank God. I'm just gonna wash with the conditioner again. That's it. And I'm gonna use cold water because it's gonna feel good and it's hopefully gonna lock in the toner instead of using hot water. I'll see you tomorrow when my hair is dry and styled for the final reveal. Here are the results. Not at all what I was expecting, but I'm very happy with it. It's not like a platinum ash blonde, more like a really, really light blonde. I don't know if it's natural blonde, I don't know if it's golden blonde, but I like it a lot. Thank you guys for making it this far if you have, because it's probably annoying to watch someone that's pretty confident with what they're talking about screw up, but why not document the screwing up and the fixing of it, right? I mean, we can retry that video next time when my hair grows out a little bit and my roots come in. We can attempt to do another balayage at the roots with a money piece type thing. I don't know if it's gonna work out, but we could try. My next hair video is probably going to be testing out purple and blue shampoo. I have both and I know they both work great for different reasons. I don't think I've tried blue shampoo on just straight blonde hair like this. So I'm eager to see what the results are gonna be and how they compare towards each other, how they compare to each other. So yeah, I guess we'll test that out next time we do a hair video. But the next thing I will be uploading is gonna be another video from our trip when we were in southern Utah. So if you're interested in that, that would be awesome. I know it's kind of random to do hair videos and travel videos, but I really don't like to limit myself on the channel, and I hope that
and it's good for you too.
Why the f would you do that? Anyways, yeah. I hope you guys at least consider watching the travel vlogs because I love them so much. And that was a violin, right?
Yes.
Yeah. Anyway, since why would you burp? Thank you so much for watching. Sorry this video was all over the place, but that's how life is. It is all over the place. Am I right? I'm so sorry. I lost my train of thought completely. Just gone. Poof. I love talking to you guys, so if you want to comment below, let me know what you think and I'll respond as soon as I possibly can. And I hope to see you in the next one.